Hey, Thursday night. Little bit late, made stupid mistakes, and I didn't send out an early warning thing. And so I don't know if that means it's going to take people longer than usual or they'll be here in the normal time. Who the hootin' heck knows? Not me. But, wait, am I going to get... I guess I'm going to get my usual early text. Well, I'll maybe just sit here aimlessly until my phone goes ding in 5 minutes. Wait, it should have already done it. Has it already done it when I wasn't here? No, because I'm 5... Wait, do they know I'm 5 minutes late? And so they're going to be 5 minutes late? That could be what's happening here. Could be some huge conspiracy. Just checking my messages to see. Wait, what's this? Oh, fuck you, Facebook, you fucking jerk. Okay, that's really weird. Why was that? Oh, God. Get fucked. Okay, yeah, what the fuck is this shit? Fucking Facebook, fuck me. Hey, Heine. The conspiracy is me not getting the text I normally would, which I like to avoid making a video straight away because I get interrupted by my phone going ding. I mean, I guess I could put it to silent. There's always that. But even then, it'd still vibrate, and life's just... Why is life so hard? That's my conspiracy right now. I had a weird technical problem that I didn't notice until I came in to do the stream. And it's like, oh, I set up the stream thing at 6 o'clock and it never posted because of a weird technical hitch. And I was like, well, fuck, eh? So I ended up being 5 minutes late and not having sent any advance freaking notifications out. And that's just the way it is. All right, well, you know what? I'm getting weirded out that the message hasn't come because it always comes. Getting a white lens. Please explain a white lens to me. That'll distract me from my neurosis about am I or am I not getting this message. What is a white lens? What is it for? How is it different to another lens? What part of it is white? Is it just the actual barrel of the lens that's white? Is that why it's called a white lens? Something as mundane as that? Or is there some deeper mystery behind it that's not for the likes of me to understand? Okay, it's white. Yes. That's why I thought you might just be a reference to the barrel, because you often, like at sporting events or major media events, where you see the photojournalists with the huge fuck off lenses, they're often white. So people don't bump into them. I don't know. Temperature sensitive glass elements. So they're white to actually reflect a bit more of the heat rather than most lenses being black, which would absorb heat. I learned something today. Thank you, Heine. There's a thing that I will actually maybe I bet I don't remember the term about the elements, but I might remember like, oh, they're heat sensitive and white is protecting them. Hey, Justin, you're getting a baby. Yeah, you know the ones I mean though. I think the first time I ever saw them was at the cricket, uh, because the pitch in a cricket match is way away from the boundary where anyone can sit. And so there'd be the photojournalists with their cameras, usually on a monopod, uh, and just these absolutely massive lenses. Justin, what do I think about the NDIS announcement? They're taking ADHD off the NDIS? I do not know enough about the implications and what that means for any support for anyone to have a clear idea of what that would mean. Hey, Greg, how are you this evening? You know what? Maybe because I cancelled the order, I don't get the text anymore, but I swear that. Oh, I wonder if the microphone's picking up that. I'm filtering something over here. I thought, what's that weird noise? Is liquid dripping down? Oh, that's right. It was autism, mild autism. Yes. So, but I don't know. Huh. That's interesting. What's in here? Nothing. Fancy that. Okay. Heine, the ones at cricket, 400 millimeter, 600 millimeter. Physics dictates must have a 150 millimeter front element. So big, not too heavy anymore. Still need monopods. Yeah, well, the monopod was a great. Like, I turned it into a selfie stick before selfie sticks were a thing for YouTube videos. But they were very useful for photographers who wanted the camera to be stable, but also wanted to be able to move relatively quickly. Nature photographers would use monopods as well. Because it's like the camera's too heavy and unsteady if you're holding it in your hands, and it's too hard to move quickly if it's on a tripod. But when it's on a monopod, you can just swivel. Very funky. All right, I'm going to make a video about a clarified porn star martini. Or am I? You know what? I'm fucking not. I've made a decision. Fuck it. I'm going to script it. And I'm all kinds of annoyed. Hello, home for the elderly. All right, decision friggin' made. I'm just going to chill tonight. I could just see myself starting to stress myself out there. And I thought, how about we don't stress ourselves out? Hey, Pat, how are you doing? Okay, regular crowd shuffling is. I'm just going to pour myself a goddamn drink then. What'll I do? I think I'll do something pre-made. What have I got pre-made? Probably the Cesar. Have I still got old fashioned? What did I use it all? Put a lid on this so I don't knock it off. That's pretty gosh darn clear. All right. Let's go into the mysterious mystery. My Cesarac and my old fashioned. Maybe I could finish off my old fashioned and make another one. Wait, did I make a rum old fashioned? I did. It's like somewhere in the back of my head, I was going, did I make a rum old fashioned? I did, and it's in the barrel. Well, that's some nice ASMR glug glug going on there. Thank you, old pretty Starward bottle, as opposed to new plain Starward bottles which have a wider, shorter neck so they don't glug glug, which is more than a little disappointing. Heine, any opinion on Raised by Wolves? Okay, I enjoyed Raised by Wolves. It gets very weird, and that's not a criticism. I'm a fan of weird. Okay, that comes the text I was expecting. Much later than I was expecting it. You Foods, what are you about? You like the pop and the glug for the ASMR. Okay, what time are they delivering tomorrow? I'm just checking my texts. For fun, around lunchtime, but a little bit late. That's okay. I have one spare. Okay. The one down a bit of Raised by Wolves is it got cancelled before they finished the story. Pat, I am well today. How are you, my man? I'm just going to try and do something wacky here. There we go. That's a bunch of foolishness. Anyway. So, yeah. It's a bit of a bummer with on stream, but it used to happen in old broadcast TV too. Show just gets cancelled, and it's like, oh, and I will never find out what happens to those characters. But yeah, Raised by Wolves was interesting, weird, it was kind of getting good, and then it got cancelled. Pat had a good day. Nice. I was glad to hear you had a good day, mate. Oh, incidentally, Justin, what was your source for the TISM chart? The TISM chart that has the TISM off the charts. Will I just have one or will I have two? How decadent am I feeling? I thought that was a small one. I did a second one and it's much bigger. That's what she said. Yeah, Heine, it's always a shame when they don't finish one. Like American Gods on Prime a few years ago, which I was really enjoying. Never finished the story. A news article. Okay. What news source was it? What was the company publishing the news article? The Age. Thank you. Because I don't read The Age, so I don't know where it came from. Oh, fucking yum. Oh, chocolate Sazerac. You are so good. That is so fucking tasty. Oh, yum. Gosh darn it, that is a fine beverage. I'm liking that. So we got to kind of just be a little bit chill and don't hit it too hard. Because I'm probably streaming on Saturday night. I haven't streamed on Saturday night for over a month. Because on the non date night Saturday nights, I've ended up doing some. Justin, you reckon it's being overdiagnosed? Well, again, it is in The Age. What was their source? How valid is their source? It's complicated. Celtic getting in a Nutella Storm from Hungry Jack's. Nice. Oh, well, home fidelity, I get what you're saying. In general, when people say why there's so many more autism diagnoses than in the past, it's not vaccines. It is literally a better understanding, better diagnostics, better recognition of the spectrum that is autism. Uh, yeah, but I guess I have a bunch of questions about those numbers. In short, it is saying in one financial year, 56,000 people got added to the NDIS with a diagnosis of autism. And the next highest was just under 4,500 people with intellectual disabilities. And wow, what are all these great things? I don't know what they are. Developmental delays and intellectual disabilities. Collectively, that's 10,000. Hearing, psychosocial disability, multiple sclerosis, acquired brain injury, stroke, visual impairment, cerebral palsy, spinal cord injury, and Down syndrome. Yeah, I guess, I would have a bunch of questions about that statistic. And one of my big questions would be, what are the numbers overall of people on the NDIS as well? Madam Butterfly, hello. Justin, you're saying the source is the NDIS. Okay. Oh, Pat, are you a Wednesday fan? I couldn't get Mrs. Angry into it. We watched an episode or two of season 1 when it came out. And Mrs. Angry was in it. I dragged her kicking and screaming into watching Deadwood. Only took 20 years. And now we're super into it. It's such a good show. I'm so glad convinced her to watch it because I'd been wanting to watch it for years. Justin, you think that's part of it, not all of it? Could have been environmental factors at play. There's always things we don't necessarily know, Justin. And in fact, autism has a lot of mysteries still, I think. Yum. That's such a fucking good cocktail. Infidelity. Around 4.3 million Australians who have a disability. Next 5 years, NDS will provide an estimated 500,000 Australians who have permanent or significant disability with funding for sports services. So 10%. They're saying 10% of people with disabilities. But that's interesting, that 4.3 million. So that's like 20%. They're saying 1 in 5 people have a disability and 10% of them get support from the NDIS. Yes, Pat, is your birthday soon? All right. You're going to have a big blowout? Maybe go to a wrestling match? Oh, look, a little light there. It looks like I got a halo. Shout out to Catholic education. Justin's on NDS. You get a cleaner because of cerebral palsy. Nice. See, I'm so 1,000,000% in favor of people getting support. So, Pat, your birthday's... Sorry. Oh, sorry. That's right. Home theoretically, do you know Pat's birthday? Are you saying Pat's birthday is tomorrow? Or are you saying someone else's birthday? It is extremely obvious there is enough wealth and resources to support everyone. It is possible to provide the right level of support to everyone so everyone lives with dignity. No one goes, and I mean everywhere in the world. It's just you can't satisfy the greed of the few. So Beverly, Pat talked about it on Party Night Stream. Okay. So we for Pat's birthday party. Oh god, I have to find the I have one really silly photo where I overlaid stickers. It was me and Pat, and I overlaid stickers on it. I probably can't find it. Just imagine explaining NDIS to Americans who don't even have healthcare. Yeah. Are you going to wrestling this Saturday, Pat? Nice. That could be a birthday celebration, going to your wrestling. NDIS is it projected to spend 46 billion. NDIS processes 500,000 claims per day, second only to Medicare. Well, I'm a fan of the NDIS and the social safety net in general. We live in a wild and crazy world, and we never know what's going to happen. Is that always whenever someone wants to dick ride billionaires or something, and capitalism's the only way. Everyone who doesn't have a job is lazy and homeless. They deserve. It's like, motherfucker, you are so much closer to being homeless than you are to being a billionaire. You're all fawning over oligarchs. There is a disturbingly high chance of things going very wrong for you, and you either getting a profound disability, ending up homeless. There is just a disturbingly high chance of that happening to you. And basically, I can confidently say to any single person who's out there dick riding billionaires, you are not going to be a billionaire, okay? Justin, you surprise them when you show your Medicare card. Over there, you have to be over 65. Oh, yeah. Again, yes. The socialized health is communism mentality in so many weirdos in the US. Even from a purely capitalist point of view, it saves money overall if there's a social safety net and healthcare. It's just the system is so corrupt. It's not like our system is devoid of corruption, but they're so goddamn corrupt. It's fucking mind-boggling. Damn. Oh my god, that's so fucking good. Okay. Got to save up a certain package. I think until like next week, I'll also get the rum old fashioned out because it was tasting super good. Harry grew up in Louisiana, probably the most corrupt state in the US. There's a little bit of competition, Harry, but you are right. There's a few places in the South that have a reputation. Ooh, the Texas gerrymandering is pretty fucking evil. It's just like the Republicans hate democracy and are doing everything they can to subvert it. It's just wild that they can just openly do something incredibly corrupt. And literally just say, oh yes, we are going to steal elections from now on. And it's It's unhinged. From the outside looking in, it's just like, what the fuck? It's just, and it's like, Jesus, they've been arseholes for the last, I don't know, century. But Jesus Christ, what they've been doing in the last 40 years, just the inexorable brutality of them advancing their agenda. So I was just looking at my blowtorch. I'm supposed to get a new cocktail kit that has a different blowtorch. Oh yeah, it works. Although I maybe need to go get a butane refill this weekend. I think I know a place to get one. I did not hear Trump is worried he won't get into heaven. I mean, every time I see one of these pieces of shit who either, is pretty much actively, in Christian religion, or they're someone like Trump who's just an evil fuck who cosplays, as like, I'm so upset that your bullshit's not true. Because if your bullshit was true, you would be going to hell for an eternity of torment. As it is, I know all that's going to happen is one day you will die and you will, I don't know, get cremated or rot away. I think I weird some evangelical Christians out when I tell them I'm really disappointed their beliefs aren't true, because they'd fucking burn in hell forever if they were. Harry saw a picture of Putin and Trump in a car. Putin was holding his nose. Trump really should. This is Trump wearing his adult nappy. And again, I don't want to shame any elders who need incontinence support. Celtic, you don't blame Trump. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. He would absolutely go to hell. And that's what's interesting to me. I wonder how many of these evil fucks around the world who trumpet Christianity, I think a lot of them truly believe the tenets, the God and whatnot, and how often they have the long, dark night of the soul where they're lying there going, I am definitely going to hell. Because I think some of them genuinely believe it, or at least think it's possible. And they've got to have these moments where it's like, oof, I am going to hell. Justin, Trump called Fox News, had a rant. He's worried about getting. That's hilarious. That's so weird. I think, like Biden, his brain's just fucking pudding. He makes less and less sense every time he talks publicly. It's so fucking weird. It's just, wow, we are absolutely seeing the collapse of empire in the States. And what's different to everything that happened before? First time the empire had nuclear weapons. Well, I guess that's strictly not true. The Soviet Union collapsed and the nukes were actually managed reasonably well, but this is different, I think. If Biden said the kind of shit Trump said, the Republicans would be going crazy. Yeah, I mean, it seems like some Democrats are going, oh, if I do the exact ridiculous shit Trump does, I'll wind up his base. You've got the two things. You've got the ones who I think are the real hope, the genuine, or at least somewhat genuine progressives like AOC and Memdani in New York, are showing like, hey, you know what? If you are open and honest and say, I want to help you with your problems, people will vote you in. And then there's Gavin Newsom, who's a piece of shit. But apparently his social media, they've been parodying Trump by posting exactly the same way Trump does. And then you have weirdnesses of Fox News people saying to Gavin Newsom, "Stop it, this is immature." It's like, my God. Celtic, what are you saying? Some former Christians say sometimes fear going to hell until they can rationally think. Well, I mean, when stuff's drummed into you from when you're a kid, it's hard to shake off. Justin, you showed your story to your mum and brother. And they're like, is that real? I know it would be fair to ask, is that real? But again, I think Trump's just turning into fucking pudding. Justin, yes, I do believe Ukraine gave nukes to Russia when the USSR collapsed. Obviously regretting it now. Yeah. Yeah. It's one thing, if you got nukes, people are less likely to fuck with you. That's why Iran's not backing down on any stuff when the US says, you've got to stop doing stuff that we think is you researching how to make nukes. They're like, yeah, well, if it comes through, you won't fuck with this. And I will say, as an aside, the Iranian regime are evil as fuck. Oh, dislike them so much. And all the terrible bullshit they do with the theocracy and the oppression of women and anyone who's not them. It's just fucked. But can also understand them going like, yeah, we actually do want a nuclear program because it's probably the only way to stop from getting fucked over. Well, Justin, here's the interesting thing, because I am older than you and I lived through. I know the boomers had their thing in the 60s with the Cuban Missile Crisis, where they all thought nuclear war was going to break out. And that was a reasonable fear, quite honestly, with what was happening. But definitely in the 80s, we were all pretty sure there was going to be a nuclear war. We thought we were fucked. The conservative argument, the mutually assured destruction, the Ronald Reagan Star Wars just blow the military budget beyond belief and have so many nukes, they can make the argument that the nukes have stopped it was the Soviets back in the day and the States from going into direct war. They had a whole bunch of proxy wars, but they didn't have a direct war. They can plausibly make that case. You can't prove it conclusively that the nukes stopped major war from happening, but you can't prove they didn't. So they can make a reasonable case that all the arguments for, have heaps and heaps of nukes because then no one will start a war because it would be too catastrophic. A nuclear war didn't happen. I kind of feel confident if the US had the only nukes and Russia hadn't developed nukes by the 60s, the US would have nuked Russian cities. I feel like that would have happened. So Russia having nukes stopped it from happening. Like, I'm doing a filtering thing here. I'm just checking. It's mostly gone. Wait, what does the leftover curds taste like? Not bad. Sometimes, because you can't see. So milk clarifying. So the milk curdles and separates into curds and whey. Sometimes the curds taste nasty. It's like they absorb all the bitterness and harshness from the alcohol, and the curds are nasty. But sometimes the curds are actually quite tasty. I've got to build up to making a video where I do some interesting stuff with curds. I've been saving curds that taste pretty good. These ones I'm probably going to chuck. Put them in green waste because eminently compostable. Damn, what are we up to? We're going pretty good. We're already talking about nuclear war 40 minutes in. It's probably a sign. I think I'll have a mineral water. I've got my ice glass here. It's been melting. There's some nice icy water in here. Oh, I got a new box of my lime lemon mineral water to open. So this was my backup box that I'm opening now. So gonna have to check the super duper markets in the next couple of days to see if anyone's selling it half price, so I can get another backup, because I like to have backups. See, I'd actually do okay. Societal collapse. Got a lot of tinned food. I've got some things backed up because I don't wait till something runs out to replace it, whether it be toilet paper or various kitchen things or my mineral waters. It's like, okay, so I've opened this box of them, so I'm not going to wait till I use this up to replace it. Now this box is open. At the first opportunity, I'm going to get a backup box so I won't run out. Like I said, as a result, I've got a lot of tinned food in the pantry. So zombie apocalypse, I might be better off than other people because I got a bit of backup. Just saying. I'm not a prepper or anything like that, because they broadly tend to be idiots who don't understand the real things that would happen in a societal collapse. Celtic, be good to raid my home. In social collapse, I've got meat cleavers too. Okay? Some people say it'd be better if you had guns. Guns run out of ammunition. Meat cleavers don't run out of choppy. Hey, Safa. Chicken roll, salad, chips for dinner. Nice. I had some new foods. You know what? And you might be asking, am I going to do? I'm not ordering new foods. I still have one delivery to come because it happens so far in advance. So I'm getting a delivery tomorrow. But I'm stopping that for a while. I'm experimenting because I do love to experiment. And I'm going to experiment with low carb dieting. Making my own food. Oh, yes, that's right. You have katanas, Celtic. I know. It's disappointing for you, Safa, that I'm not ordering. But we'll see. This whole low carb thing is an experiment. It'll go for a few months, maybe as long as 6 months, but no longer than that. So Justin, Australia is probably one of the better countries for societal collapse. New Zealand better. I'm 100% with you, Justin. Having holidayed in New Zealand, it's like, okay, endless supply of fresh water because of the glaciers, and just an absurd amount of dumb ground-dwelling creatures that you can catch for food and fur. So you'd have to learn how to tan hides. But they're introduced things like possums and rabbits. And so the combination of those dumb ground-dwelling creatures and the endless supply of fresh water, NZ is the place to wait out the apocalypse. Celtic, with your sword and knife collection. Yeah, dude. Underrated in zombie apocalypse stuff. You don't run out of ammo with the blades. And yes, home fidelity, toilet paper. Toilet paper. Oh, you don't need it. You can wash. Lots of places in the world don't have toilet paper, and their hygiene's probably better than ours. But you get used to it. So for my Ufoods was loaded potatoes. It was diced up potato and sweet potato with spiced mince and a nice cheesy sauce and some cheese. It was actually pretty good. Yes, also, Safa, of course, the sheep from the farms. Celtic, you want to go to New Zealand but refuse to fly? You could probably go there by boat. Oh, yeah, no, I know exactly what you meant, Home for the Elderly. The way people were fighting each other for toilet paper in COVID was a sign that humans aren't real good at communal sharing. People created shortages that weren't necessary because they were worried about the possibility of shortages. So they bought more than they needed of stuff. So stuff did run out and it became a vicious cycle. So, yes, there were various signs in COVID that people are kind of shit at looking after themselves, but also the whole taking a break and working from home and da. We learned that a lot of the stuff we accepted as givens with capitalism were obviously complete fucking lies. It is true, Justin. It's relatively easy for Australians to go to New Zealand. Celtic, I don't know how closely related sweet potatoes are potato. I know they're yams, actually. And they're just called sweet potatoes because they kind of look like potatoes and they're sweet. Yeah, I know that, or I think they are yams. We could always look. We're on the internet. How close are sweet? Yeah, that finished. Closely rated as sweet potatoes and potatoes. Dun, 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 dun. Only distantly related, belonging to different plant families. Sweet potatoes from the morning glory family. Holy shit. Oh, humans are mad with the stuff that we've selectively bred. Potatoes are from the nightshade family. Sweet potatoes are storage roots. Potatoes are tubers. Okay, even though some people call sweet potatoes yams, they aren't, and they're actually even more distant from real yams. God damn. Okay, Carnegie Museum of Natural History. Potatoes, sweet potato, and yams. What's the difference? What you know as yams are most likely not yams. Classic potatoes, sweet potatoes, and yams are different plant families, cultivated for their nutritious, starchy, below-ground plant structure called tubers. Yams, a common name for several species of this Latin thing. Monocots, related to grasses and lilies. Yams are widely cultivated worldwide, especially in West Africa. Sweet potatoes refer to a vine species, likely what you have on your Thanksgiving dinner table in the United States. Often confusingly referred to as yams. Not even closely related to yams. Okay. Classic potato belongs to the nightshade family. Important crops like, okay, the nightshade this is humans and their selective breeding. This does my head in. The nightshade family includes potatoes, peppers, which would be capsicums, tomatoes, tomatillos, eggplant, tobacco. Jesus Christ. Humans have just done such wild shit with selective breeding of plants. Humans are basically apes. Yeah, definitely. No rain, Safa. 20 degrees. Lovely day. I have had 2 cocktails tonight. I might have more. I'm having my mineral water at the moment. Chilling oot. Because it's chill. Speaking of humans being apes and violent and whatnot, listening to an audio book. Apparently, it's a trilogy. It was free on. Wait a second. I'm just getting some light on the big box. Wow. Okay, there is actually more whiskey in here than I remembered. Charlie. Okay. Okay. Yes. Sci-fi books by Alan Dean Foster. Who I read a bunch of his sci-fi when I were a young, and he wrote a lot of Star Wars novelizations, including a non-canon sequel to the original Star Wars, which they'd asked him to do before they were even sure if they were going to do another movie. Splinter of the Mind's Eye. It's pretty good. But he's definitely non-canon because it's absolutely unrelated to The Empire Strikes Back. So, yeah, but it was an Alan Dean Foster trilogy that was free on Audible, so I got it. And now it was starting off pretty slowly. There were all these alien races having an interstellar war, and it's like, okay, da, 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 da. And then one of the factions in the war, there's like two sides to the war, and one of the factions, which has a whole bunch of different species make up the alliance, they're exploring new systems for potential allies, like systems that no one's contacted. And sure enough, they find Earth, and yes, we're space orcs in this. It's still at an early stage, so I don't know exactly where it's going, but it seems like we're going to be space orcs. Namely, we are faster, stronger, and far more violent than any other species. So that's probably going to be funny because Alan Dean Foster did politics and interstellar war quite interestingly. The first books of his I read were centered around a character called Flinks, who had a little mini dragon as a pet they had a psychic connection with. And humans and an insectoid race had formed an alliance, and their main enemy was Reptilian. But he's a good writer, so I'm interested in where this is going. And yes, Celtic, I am a Star Wars fan from way back, from the original Star Wars. Alsafa, we didn't talk a lot about the IINet hack, but we're actually sharing a more disturbing, more obscure story about how web browser-based password managers could potentially be breached quite easily. Celtic, do I often get random friend requests from Facebook from office campus? Oh, yeah. Always joked on Facebook, like, hey, any hot women who want to be Facebook friends with me, sorry, I'm going to say no because I'm just going to assume you're a scammer. Sorry, Safa, what are you talking about? Trilogy? What you thought was only one book? I'm maybe I miscommunicated something because I don't know what you're referring to there. But yes, in this one, like I said, it started off kind of slow, and I didn't know if I'd have the staying power for 3 books. But now the humans are in there, and we're space orcs. I'm like, this has potential. Humans just being the scariest, most violent race in the universe. But it's like a guy who's just an ordinary guy who gets contacted by these aliens, and one of them reached towards him and he went and knocked their hand away, and he actually broke the alien's arm just by like swatting his arm away. Because, oh god, you probably didn't hear that. There's possums in the roof running around. Yeah, he broke the alien's arm just by swatting it away, and he's not even a particularly big guy. Okay, yes, Safa, Splinter of the Mind's Eye is only one book. I didn't say anything about it being a trilogy. I said he was commissioned to write a sequel to Star Wars before they were even sure if they were going to make any sequels. And the book was reasonably well received among nerds, and Then there was some deal to do a sequel, and it's completely unrelated to Splinter of the Mind's Eye. So it's been not canon ever since Empire Strikes Back came out. A bunch of dork nerds were upset that when Disney bought Star Wars, they decided a bit of retconning and were saying that they've decided the Star Wars expanded universe is not canon. They're not going to address a bunch of that stuff unless they do, because they do keep bringing in fringe characters in their various streaming shows. So who the hoot and heck knows, quite honestly. Is that the one that's going to be sequel Star Wars? Lucas thought Star Wars was going to bomb. I don't know, but the book by Alan Dean Foster was definitely commissioned when they weren't confident they were going to get a sequel. And then Star Wars just became this ridiculous runaway success. They decided to make a sequel, and they decided not to use Splinter of the Mind's Eye as the, like they did that ridiculous Star Wars holiday special. For the same reason, George Lucas was trying to cash in as much as possible because he didn't know what was going to happen. Oh, God. There are seriously just possums running around over my head. Dave Filoni's... Yeah, well, that's the thing. But it's not just a Ashoka season too. There's like in all the streaming series, they've had some quite fringe characters in them, and also in the animated ones. So Disney's just like, if we decide someone's canon, they are, and if they're not, they're not, and that's just the way it is. But I guess we'll see. I mean, we're actually supposedly getting a movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, which I honestly do not hold out high hopes for, even though I like the Mandalorian series. Kind of lost its way. I mean, maybe if they're given proper creative freedom, it'll be good. I don't know. Did Hollywood hate George Lucas? That's not something I've ever heard, Safa. But would someone in Hollywood hate George Lucas? Yes. Everyone in Hollywood hates everyone. They're a very shallow bunch. Sorry, I'm really... What's in the wiki page under background and publication? It was the thing that Splinter of the Mind's Eye was commissioned when they thought Star Wars was going to bomb. Well, nice, Celtic getting you Hungry Jacks. Nice. I'm going low carb, so I'm probably going to make a bunch of bunless burgers at home. Anyway, I'm going to go to the supermarket, I don't know, tomorrow or Saturday, do a bit of shopping, and get low carb stuff. Some veggies and some meat and cheese and nuts and whatever the fuck else counts. I don't know. I know I'm not supposed to eat bread. What do they say? What is a low carb bread substitute? Lettuce wraps, cauliflower bread, cheese-based alternatives. Ooh, mushrooms. Fuck yeah. Holy shit. I'm going to make a burger with, instead of a bun, 2 big fuck off mushrooms. I forgot he forgot to get meat out of the freezer. Being naughty. Getting DoorDash from Aldi. Well, I was still doing U-Foods tonight. I have some stuff in the freezer, so I'm taking stuff out of the freezer, but I've got to go buy things. But yeah, now I just looked up bread substitutes. Mushrooms. Oh, I'm gonna slow cook some big fucking mushrooms and pretend they're hamburger buns. Fuck yeah. That is a thing. I'm doing that this weekend. Possibly even before Saturday night. If I stream on Saturday night, which is my plan, but something could happen. But yeah. Okay, that's my goal. That by Saturday night, I'm going to make a burger that instead of a bun is 2 fucking big mushrooms. Well, I'm supposed to. That's why I'm dropping U Foods, because 90% of their stuff is pasta or rice, which I like. So you're not meant to eat bread. I'm still going to have my fucking bacon baguettes on the weekend. That's just ritual. But I'm trying to cut out other things. So we'll see. We'll see how well it goes. More veggies, maybe beans instead of fucking pasta. Justin, you're not the boss of me. I'll go out and forage. You can eat anything once. I used to actually do that occasionally in Dubbo because there's farmland all around town, and I didn't eat mushrooms when I was a kid, but my dad did, like making steak and mushrooms, and then you go out to a cow paddock and pick a bunch of mushrooms, and no one ever died or even got sick, as far as I know. Maybe he's good at picking the right sort of mushrooms. I don't know. There's a particular sort of mushroom I'd like to do on the stream. The old gold tops. Expand the horizons of the mycological sciences. Is that the right word? Mycological? Justin, everything can be eaten once. You can have a cup of lava. You can eat a cup of lava once. Mycology is the study of fungi. Yes, okay. So I am interested in expanding the frontiers of the mycological sciences. Namely, someone giving me magic mushrooms. Yes, definitely don't take mushrooms for Erin Patterson. Jesus. Like, I'm really hoping, like, she runs out of appeals and there's no more appeals to be had. And then she goes, oh, all right, I did it. And here's why I did it. Because I honestly think she probably had a reason. Once the church was involved, I thought, yeah, this sounds like revenge for abuse, quite honestly. Honey, you've been watching Wednesday. Looks like Jenna Ortega living cleanly since the last season. Yeah, exactly, Safa. Darth Vader lava. Look what happened to him. It really wasn't that good for him. Didn't quite kill him. But yeah, it was not great for his general health. On a respirator for the rest of his life. A nice, fashionable mobile respirator. I love, like, they put him in that life support suit. It's so evil looking, which was a choice. And it just reminds me of the old Mitchell and Webb sketch with the Nazis going, are we the baddies? Home Fidelity did 2 old school films. Wicker Man, which I've still never seen, and Zulu, which is fucking awesome. That is such a good movie. Based on an historical event, a battle between British colonial forces and Zulus at Rorke's Drift in South Africa. Yeah, Wicker Man is a known classic. Like, there was a apparently pretty shitty Nicolas Cage remake, but you got to love Nicolas Cage. He just never stops making films, and he makes so many. Some of them have got to be good, and some of them are good. A lot of them are shit. Like, he did those weird Christian prophecy ones. Yes, The Bees, Home for the Elderly. That's Nicolas Cage's Wicker Man. But he's done so many good ones. There's a couple I've been meaning to watch, actually. But what was the last one I watched? I think it was Pig, which is actually quite good. Hungry Jack's. Honestly, Hungry Jack's double bacon burger, so unhealthy, so tasty. I fucking love it. I haven't had it in ages, but I fucking love it. You know what? I could just have this clarified. This is a porn star martini, a passion fruit drink, which losers make with vodka. I made with passion fruit gin, and then clarified it. I think I'm gonna make a video about it tomorrow, and I'll just have a proper taste of it. Oh, you love Jesus of Montreal. Fuck, so fucking good. You did tell me that on the Discord. Very good. Justin, we like random but nice. School created a scholarship named after. Oh, that's right. The crossing supervisor. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Celtic, treat myself to a clogged heart, Hungry Jacks. I'll make my own burgers, honestly. Hungry Jacks does chicken. Oh, well, that's it. Oh, yeah, no. I don't know. You went to a Christian school, didn't you, Home for the Elderly? So you would have got all the references about the temptation in the desert and, Mary Magdalene, the fallen woman, and just at the end when he's crucified and saves lives, performs miracles, makes the blind see, and whatnot. It's such a, and also I loved it because it's a real actors movie. So when I saw that, I was like doing my theater degree. It is it's a real actors movie. Safa, no, I saw Jesus of Montreal when I was at uni. I don't think a Catholic school would really appreciate Jesus of Montreal. Certainly, the Catholics in the movie didn't appreciate the thing. Yes, he rose from the dead, went to a Jewish hospital, and because they used his organs for people, so it's like he's performing miracles, saving lives, letting the blind see. So good. I've told this story before, but I went and saw it when it was released in cinemas with some friends. And it was the second or third time I'd seen it, but these friends went to state schools. They had no religion in their lives. So I thought, they're not going to get this. And so there's various things I was going like, he's the devil. She's Mary Magdalene, the fallen woman. Oh, he's tempting Jesus in the desert. I was just trying to refer to all the biblical references in the movie. I haven't watched it for a little while. Maybe I should watch it again. Actually, it's like in my top 3. Yeah. The way the church leaders tried to shut down the play because they were trying to bring in historical elements. Oh, that's so mellow. I've been drinking old fashions. That's just kind of light and fruity. Soft popcorn. I don't fucking know. I was never a big fan. I can and actually safely say no. I can safely say no because I never um, was a fan of popcorn. Possibly had chips and a drink. I would do that. You know, get an ice cream, choc tops in the cinema. That was a classic thing to do in my day. Getting a choc top. Yes, Pantera. Jesus Ben Pantera. Yeah, it was really good. And I don't think the film mocked Christians at all. I think it was a deep thing about belief and integrity. Uh, and the way the lead guy in the nativity play, no, not the nativity play, the passion play, uh, was trying to find historical accuracy and, yeah, suggesting he could have been the illegitimate son of a Roman soldier. Um, but it was just like very deeply about belief and integrity. Oh yeah, the Passion of the Christ was just weird torture porn. The way South Park portrayed Mel Gibson because he was so into the torture was hilarious to me. Uh, but yeah, there's a real integrity in Jesus of Montreal, and even right at the end, when the actors get convinced by the agent, who's the devil, um, to do things in a particular way to commemorate the guy, and yeah, we could do something a bit commercial, and it's clearly that is actually a slam on the establishment of the church. Madam Butterfly, I got to go. I hope you have a good day at work. So Catholic and Christian hierarchy generally definitely wouldn't like Jesus of Montreal because it portrays them as the assholes they are. But I don't think ordinary and genuine Christians should be upset by it because it actually treats the concept of belief and faith with real respect. Um, it just points out the hierarchy are complete assholes, absolute pieces of shite. Uh, and the establishment really doesn't like it when they get painted as pieces of shit. The great actor at the start being praised. Yes, yeah. There's a really interesting bit of frame breaking at the start where you think this guy is overacting a bit because we're actually seeing a stage play and stage acting is quite different to film acting. Yes, he's being John the Baptist. Yes, and it's he and that exactly he's John the Baptist preparing the way for the savior. Uh yeah, yeah, the references from the start. You're absolutely right, Hamfieldly. I freaking love it. Yeah, now, God, you've got me in the phrase. I want to watch it again. So maybe I will. It is a very good movie. Um, and I noticed you also put Black Robe on your Plex, which is the same actor. It was like the lesser known Dances with Wolves. It's in French Canada rather than the United States. I liked Black Robe. Bleak fucking movie. Oh yeah, no, dude. Yeah, you should definitely talk about it. It's the type of movie that gets you talking. It's like, oh, did you get that? That was happening there, and this was happening here, and oh my god. Safa, I very rarely went to theatre because it's quite expensive. I saw one play at the Opera House. It was like a queer comedy. Um, and I saw a version of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which was great. Uh, it's also a good movie. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are two real side characters in Hamlet, Shakespeare's Hamlet. And I think it's Tom Stoppard, British playwright, wrote this one. And he wrote this play that centers around Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in that stuff is just happening around them and they have no control over it. And they're like, what the fuck? What's happening here? And it's Tim Roth and Gary Oldman, and they're so good. Um, But yes, so the film Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead is very good, and I did see a production of it in Sydney, which was totally different to the film and was really good. But I don't go to theatre very often. Yeah, theatre generally, it's just theatre's just super expensive to put on. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Let's go. What theatre shows are on in Melbourne? Let's have a look. What's on in Melbourne? Theatre, comedy, and more. Blockbuster events. Drag shows and queer friendly. No, I want theatre. The ultimate theatre guide to Melbourne. Okay, I do not go to musical theatre. I'm not saying it won't be a good time. Footloose the musical. They're all fucking musicals. Annie. Jesus Christ. Okay, so like Annie the musical. What are the tickets for? Okay, for Annie, the prices are from $100 to $220. Now, this seems like a maybe somewhat smaller theatre show from $75. I think that's probably the cheapest theatre you're going to get, $75 for a ticket. Someone's doing Much Ado About Nothing, Shakespeare. Yeah, 75. I reckon the cheapest theatre you're going to get is $75 a ticket. I've already got a bunch of cool French stuff. Most successful French film of all time called Welcome to the Sticks is fucking great. I saw that in the cinema when it came out. That's like a 90s film. It's really good. This doctor who freaking moves out to one of the more remote rural areas of France. I saw that you had Welcome to the Sticks on, and I went, oh God, I saw that when it came out. I have to admit, I love the French action film La Femme Nikita, which got remade in the US as The Assassin, which wasn't terrible, wasn't as good as the French one. Intouchables. Okay, is that a mistype of Untouchables, or is there a different film called Intouchables? I need to watch more of your classics on there, the Italian and French new wave stuff. Celtic, get two storms loaded chips and gravy. Oh, dude, that's fucking going hog wild. I love that for you. That's so fucking good. Two ice cream desserts and loaded chips and gravy. Friggin' awesome. Absolutely friggin' awesome. Love it. Like I did watch a little while ago. I did watch Le Samurai on your Plex, and I spent the whole time going, "How would they remake this now? Because they should." So it is a film called Intouchables. A guy who's paralyzed has a carer, black kind of gangster, and they get along so well because he doesn't pity him. Nice, yeah. It sounds. I thought you were saying Intouchable because I vaguely remember it. I haven't seen that one. Like, what were the artsy fucking movies I saw in the 80s and 90s? Europa, which was good and trippy. There's a bunch of others, but yeah, I definitely need to watch some of those classic Italian and French films you have. Excellent question, Celtic. What movie should be remade? Yes, I saw Ingmar Bergman films. I really do need to watch some of those classic Ingmar Bergman. Remake movie. And because I'd kind of think of a movie that was maybe let down by the technology of the time. That is such a good question, Celtic, and I'm trying to come up with a good answer. Oh, now see, God, my brain's paralyzed. Thinking of choice. Oh, holy shit! Home for the Elderly. Are you reckon because there is a Running Man movie coming out, which I think is based more closely on the Stephen King story? Like I saw a trailer for it, and when I saw there was a trailer, I went, "This is gonna be shit." Then I watched the trailer, and went, "This might be good." Uh, oof. What would be good? I mean, just in terms of things that should be made, like I was. Sorry, I'm just fidgeting, and I dropped the pronoun badge. Dr. Abigail gave me this pronoun badge. It says he, like a comic thing. Yeah, I reckon you're actually right, Havildi. A lot of the old Arnie films with better production values could be quite good. I think there should be more 2000 AD movies. Like yeah, Judge Dredd. Really like the Carl Urban Dredd movie. But 2000 AD has been running since the 70s, a weekly comic. They've got dozens and dozens of really good storylines that absolutely should be movies or streaming shows, and it's ridiculous that they're not. Um, uh, so now I'm really stretching. What? Oh, the last Starfighter. I don't know why I'm fixated on sci-fi, but Last Starfighter was a great movie, and it had effects that dated overnight. And it's such a good storyline. A remake of Last Starfighter would be friggin' awesome. And in fact, you could do it as a streaming series. Make it like a PlayStation game, yeah, or a VR game, something like a VR game. There's so much scope. But what I would like to see is something that would take more than a movie to explore, like kind of like Ender's Game, where the human who's good at video games is doing video game type battles, but starts to realize I'm fucking killing people. Oh my god, I'm killing so many fucking people. Um, and has to deal with the emotional trauma of realizing like, oh, I launched an attack on this thing and it killed 10 million people. That I could get into. I feel instead of the arcade. Ability. What The Simpsons did Ender's Game. There was, of course, an Ender's Game movie, which it wasn't absolutely terrible, but it wasn't great. Oh, how good would it be if a streamer, a Twitch streamer, who was really good at a video game with all his audience gets spirited away when he beats the boss in some new game? That would be really good. See, Hollywood, call us. We know how to fucking make movies. We got great ideas. I think I've heard rumors of a Last Starfighter remake, actually. Hopefully, kids like Bart, sociological issues get them to play games. They're actually flying drones and killing people. I saw a really good short film where people were playing VR games and they're like killing monsters. And one of them somehow found out they were actually piloting robots and drones and killing humans. So it's not a particularly original concept, but I think in Last Starfighter, like because the guy in Last Starfighter was under no illusions. It wasn't a game; he was fighting a battle, but he never had like a moral thing of oh, I'm killing people. I think it would really be good to have the person, flying their starfighter, launching a stack, like firing nukes and shit, and then just sitting down and trying to cope with, I just fucking killed people. I killed so many people. So, Hollywood, that's my pitch. And if you make that movie, this is recorded and I'm going to sue you. Just so you know, Hollywood is a person, it's an actual entity, and I'm going to sue them. Okay. I think I'm going to spray in some of my whiskey old fashioned. When did I make this in June? An old fashioned from June. Definitely. Gotta make it alone. I had a thought about the new make spirit that I'm aging in the barrel that's not going a dark color, that looks a bit weird when I pour out a taste. Although it tastes good, but it looks weird. So I'm kind of thinking of decanting the new make and keeping it in a bottle and then putting sherry or port in the barrel for a couple of weeks or a month or so the barrel has more character, and then put the new make back in. I don't know. Do you reckon video games, social media has separated us? Be interesting to. Oh wait, yeah. Again, Ready Player One was kind of shit. Wasn't absolutely terrible, but I don't know. I know I'm like newsreaders, Celtic. There's always the story about newsreaders sitting behind a desk with a suit on, and they're wearing shorts and thongs under the desk. It'll be warmer soon, and I won't be wearing my winter PJ pants. I'll be wearing my summer PJ pants. So that could be either shorts, and I'd be wearing smaller slippers than these big Uggies I've got on at the moment. But it could be shorts, or I actually have some black cotton long PJ pants I wear in summer as well. So who knows? It'll be the swap over. I swear to fuck though, this winter is so much colder than about the last 5 years. Like last year, winter, I have this huge fuzzy dressing gown. I barely wore it last winter because it's too warm. This year, I've worn it almost all winter because it's been so much fucking colder. Celtic, I mean, kilt weather, summer, definitely. I feel the idea for a movie called Pickers. 2 guys go around picking antiques, fucking over sellers, and one of them calls his hillbilly friends. Holy shit! Okay, you need to look up a Cory Doctorow short story called Crap Hound. Craphound. It's about people who are going around picking antiques and photos. So, but there are aliens who think weird Earth shit is really interesting. So I don't know if it's supposed to be a warm winter, but it was the first fucking cold winter in about 5 years. And in your story, one of the pickers has a moment to send a message. She sells all the shit for them. She grabs a machete. So whenever I say machete, I always just think of Danny Trejo. Machete don't text. Goes fucking ape shit on the hillbillies. We actually had literal sub-zero nights this week, Safa. Celtic, you're off. Need to watch something. All right. See you later, buddy. But yeah, hopefully, so interesting. You had an idea for a story about pickers. Corey Doctorow, who is a writer and social commentator I quite like. This is a story from, God, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. Short story called Crap Hounds. That's it. Yep, that's it. I reckon, read that story. I think you'll like it. It's your picker idea, but it involves aliens. So yeah, a crap hound. It's someone, it's someone who chases something. You call them a hound, and it's someone who keeps going through all the crap in stuff and trying to find something good. He's a good writer. I like his stuff. But he rightly refuses to put his stuff on Audible because of their bullshit control over the stuff. I would like to listen to some of his audiobooks, but I'd have to get a different app and pay more for them. I tried checking out libraries to see do they have any good audiobooks, and they fucking don't. So what the fuck ever, basically. But he has some really good stuff centered around gamers, bringing in union stuff and politics, and the politics of scarcity, and how we don't need to be driven by the idea of scarcity. My personal favorite is he has a world where we're in a post-scarcity future. Like, stuff can be manufactured so everyone can get anything they want, and also your consciousness can be saved, and you can have different sorts of bodies, and if something happens to you, you just like generate a new body and put your consciousness in it. And it's called Down. The first book is called Down and Out in the Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom being Disneyland. Cory Doctorow has a bit of a fascination for Disneyland. And I think the Down and Out bit is a reference to George Orwell's book Down and Out in Paris and London. But the favorite line, like I've always seen this would, if you turned it into a movie, this line would be in the trailer. The protagonist, who's maybe uncovering something a bit shifty that someone's doing, someone kills him, which is not a big problem because he'd been backing up his consciousness, so it just gets downloaded into a new body. And when his mate says, we've got to find out who it is who killed you, and he's going like, it's not that big a deal. They just killed me. They didn't do anything permanent. Home for the Elderly, time to think of a new idea. I'm sure you've got a bunch of them, mate. I'm sure you can come up with a bunch of ideas. Like, I, way back in the day, had ideas that were inspired by playing Dungeons and Dragons, which is not a particularly good thing. You know what I want to do? Oh, God, and I really should do this because it's a low barrier to entry. You will know the movie Throw Mama from the Train, one of the Billy Crystal movies. Billy Crystal and Danny DeVito. And in it, Billy Crystal is teaching an adult writing class, and the people in his class are kind of shit. Um, and there's this one woman, like middle-aged woman, who's reading this story she wrote. It's like in a submarine, and she's going like, and the captain said dive, and they pushed the button that made it dive, and they dove. And Billy Crystal, as the teacher's going like, that's a really interesting story, but if you're going to write a story about a submarine, you should maybe research how a submarine actually works. And so I was going to write a whole bunch, inspired by Chuck Tingle. I was going to write a whole bunch of sort of self-published things, but they're written like that the person who's writing the story never bothered to work out how anything works. And it's kind of like, so when you're writing it, you're always talking to the reader. It's just kind of like, so he did the thing, and that's the thing he could totally do because I'm sure he knows how to do that. And just to write, and it'd be like spy and action stuff. And he's got one of those really cool guns that can shoot stuff all over the place. You know, he's modified something so it'll do that. And just have all this rapid fire shit happening. And you never explain anything because you don't actually know how anything works, but you just go, I'm sure that they know how to work it. I feel like, did you see on the news today? Oh, shit. Yeah, that was in France. That was on Kick, which is the really shitty streaming service for Nazis and fascists. And that story was bleak as fuck. It's like apparently for a couple of years they'd been fucking with this guy. Now that he died, they're trying to say like, oh no, all this stuff that was all fake. We weren't actually hurting him. We weren't actually abusing him or torturing him. But yeah, Kick is a streaming service for Nazis. Apparently, like people who got kicked off Twitch for their fucking bigotry. So, Jesus. Yes, I heard about that today and I quickly looked it up and went, well, this seems deeply fucked. That from a certain perspective, these guys tortured someone to death. Oh, that's right. Kick makes money because it allows gambling. Yes. Even though, I did read an article a little while back, Australians going on Kick with the gambling stuff, they are probably breaking the law. If you stream on Kick in Australia and do gambling stuff, Kick lets you do it, but you are probably breaking the law in Australia. Well, that's fun, Heine. Kick sponsor an F1 team. So they've clearly got a lot of money. For now. Rumble, is Rumble a streaming site? I thought Rumble was Nazi YouTube. It's like Kick is Nazi Twitch and Rumble is Nazi YouTube. Although, of course, you can stream to YouTube, which is what I'm doing. Ah, you're adding the F1 movie. Maybe I'll watch it. Oh, I meant to ask you, freaking the one about COVID. Eddington seems to have disappeared from your Plex. What's that about? Greg, who's magical on Kick? There's a lot of dick jokes. YouTube, TikTok aren't fans. Yes, and like Rumble's Nazi YouTube. Did you tell me? Dude, I clearly missed it, or my brain was not in a state to absorb information. Oh, you did tell me that. Okay. I need to fucking find that. Okay. I need to find the 824 library. 135 A24 movies. Nice. So, Greg, the comedian is Tyler Sherwin. Has edited videos on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. I don't even know. Not 135, 155. Hot damn. My glasses let me down. Oh well. Well, I'm going to try and watch something on the weekend. We'll see what's what. I think I've got 10 minutes of Eddington to watch. I kept sort of going in and out of it. I think I've had 3 stretches of watching it, but I never finished it. And then I went back as gone because you did the A24 thing. So you've got 155 out of 175 A24 movies. So, Greg, you find Kick interesting behind the scenes of how he makes the video. Okay. You're close to the whole set. Oh, yeah, okay. Just randomly, I'm going to throw out because on A24, like one of their ones that was hyped in the last year was Civil War, which I actually really liked. I saw it in IMAX, which was a bit of an experience. I like Civil War, but then they had their fucking Iraq invasion thing. Warfare? Okay, I'm interested, Theory, what did you think of Warfare? Because I genuinely like war films. I thought A24's Warfare was fucking boring. I just thought it was really fucking boring. Okay, I don't want. Okay, no spoilers. Okay, I've thrown a bit of a spoiler out that I found it boring, which is weird for me because I like war films. You know, We Were Soldiers, Black Hawk Down, Civil. You haven't. Okay, you haven't watched it because I said it was boring. Yeah, look. The thing is, I just didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit about the characters in it. I just didn't fucking care. And then a whole bunch of weirdos would be angry at me for that, going like, they were real soldiers doing the real thing. Like, yeah, they were an invading military force fucking people over. But yeah, I just, boring, didn't give a shit. I just didn't give a shit about it. I think that's a key thing. When you don't care about the characters, it's very difficult to enjoy the film. If you don't care about the characters, and that's whether it's a comedy, drama, romance, action, sci-fi, whatever. If you don't care about the characters, very difficult to enjoy it. Which again, to go back to what I was talking about earlier, it's one of the great strengths of Deadwood. The characters are so good. Yes, Eddington was good. Yeah, the sheriff was a cock, but he's well played by Joaquin Phoenix. It's just like, and it's also fucking familiar because it's about how everyone went fucking off their tree during COVID. It's just so familiar, Eddington. It's just like, damn. Yeah, and again, no spoilers, but because you've watched Home for the Elderly, uh, there, there was the moment, the mayor in his lounge room at night, and I just went, "What the fuck?" It's like the mayor and the sheriff are at loggerheads, and I was going like, I'm enjoying this. It's really fucking weird. Weird shit is happening. There are some weird fucked up characters in here, and da da da. This is extremely familiar from how weird everyone got in COVID. And then just suddenly it's like, oh, what the whoa, fuck, what happened? So that's not really a spoiler, but it's just like, you know, the movie gets unhinged at a certain point, is what I'm going to say, which is a positive for me. A movie that just gets really fucking weird, really just fucking full on takes you for a ride. So other things I'm watching. I did watch the first episode of Alien Earth with Mrs. Angry, which is definitely calling back to the horror elements of the original Alien movie. And Mrs. Angry's not really into horror. So she just honestly said, I don't think it's for me. I'm not that into the horror. I am definitely going to watch some more because I'm not a huge horror fan, but I like it. And I do love the original Alien, which was essentially haunted house in space. But it's also bringing in a bunch of the politics with the corporations that run the world. And there's an obnoxious tech bro fuckhead who seems full of himself because he is accomplishing mind-blowing stuff, but he seems very bad at consequential thinking because he's like, one of those so blessed individuals. He never has to face any consequences. So he doesn't think consequences happen and is like, oh, consequences might happen to you because you're making some decisions with this cutting edge technology that seem foolish to me. But what I liked about it is it was quite plausible. It's absolutely the sort of decisions a young, gifted tech bro would make. And I don't know, my misgivings where I saw like that kind of seems like a bad idea. Like the scale and scope of how things could go wrong is pretty big. I don't even know if they're going to go there. So you watched one the other day, A24 folder, Krisha, full on, very tense, like Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems was pretty good, but it was also sort of, oh God, the central character is so awful. Again, but Adam Sandler was so good at playing an awful character that it was quite gripping, but it was just like, ugh, not sure I really want to watch a movie about this awful character. But yes, Uncut Gems is very tense right to the end. It's like everything's always like dancing on a razor's edge and could go wrong at any minute. And of course, it does go very wrong. But yeah, I guess A24 made a lot of films. I love that they picked up Talk to Me, the debut from the Aussie YouTubers, the Philippou brothers. I still have to watch the second one they did. Was it called Bring Her Back? Which most people say is a darkly unpleasant horror movie. I was like, I don't know. I can give a bit of time to a darkly unpleasant horror movie. So, Krisha's mum has a long-term alcoholism, goes to visit a family, starts slipping. No, sorry. I think there's a 30 seconds to 60 seconds gap between you and me, Home for the Elliot. Oh, the new Talk to Me movie. What's it called? Bring Her Back. Yeah. All right. So I've got a lot of potentials to watch this weekend then. We'll see. But I swear to God, I just love YouTubers done good. Even if I don't like the particular YouTuber, even if I don't like what they do in traditional media, it's just like, oh, look, a YouTuber doing a thing. Oh, look, Lily Singh's got a late show. Oh, look, Philippine Brothers are making a movie. Oh, these people got a book. I just like it. So Bring It Back is in the... Okay, I have to find the A24 folder because I don't think I saw it when I was looking, which just goes to show I'd had one drink too many when you told me about the A24 folder on Tuesday. But I don't feel like I'm that inebriated at the moment. So I feel like maybe I'll just remember the A24 folder. I mean, like, I might watch the end of Eddington on my lunch break tomorrow because I don't think I've got very much to go. Somewhere between 10 and 30 minutes, I think. Yes, Safa. There's the weird thing is we do speak of the A24 folder, but up until now, my brain hasn't processed it. I blame alcohol. Alcohol, the cause of and solution to all life's problems. it's it's a whole thing. I just realized. Oh god, so I've got a base subscription to HBO Max, so I get all the ads, and it's just like it's intolerable. Ads, like I was watching like a half-hour show on fucking uh HBO Max has at least 2 ad breaks, which is just like old broadcast TV. It's just I've been spoiled because I've been paying for streaming things that don't have ads, and I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck. Also, just by the by, animated things. I don't know if you've seen this one, Charlie. The Harley Quinn animated series, fucking trippy as, because it's just like quirky animation. Harley Quinn. It's violent as fuck and lots of swearing. Uh, and it's just so incongruous to me because it's like, oh yeah, it's a DC animation. Oh, it's Harley Quinn. It's cute and quirky. Harley, she's wacky, and it's just like just constantly people being eviscerated and blood spraying everywhere, and lots of swears. Oh, you've got it in animated. Okay, maybe I'll watch it on yours because the ads are intolerable. And I'm almost through Crapopolis as well. I'm well into season 2. I think I'm 3/4 of the way through season 2. I do quite like Crapopolis. It's better than Harley Quinn is interesting. I just remember seeing some clips on YouTube that must come from later, where Joker is trying to be a suburban dad and going to school meetings and whatnot, and it just looked hilarious. So I'm just working my way through that. I know, Safa, it is a first world problem. Me complaining about ads. It's definitely like smallest violin. Oh yeah, I've only watched like 3 episodes of Twisted Metal, and it's quite enjoyable. It's fun. Anthony Mackie is fun. He's good, and it's got what's her name, Stacey Beatrice, whatever. She was most famous on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and she's been in a few other things. But yeah, Anthony Mackie's just really good. It's just fun and chaotic, which is what I think the game was as well. But yes, what you've got 2 seasons of it. I've only watched 3 episodes of season 1. It's fun. It's basically fun. That's my recommendation. Twisted Metal is fun. It's not particularly deep or meaningful, but it is fun. So if you want fun, Twisted Metal might be for you. I did notice, because I'm always watching trailers on YouTube, the first trailer for Fallout Season 2 hit. It's apparently coming out in December. So that'll be something for Mrs. Angro. Maybe in November we'll rewatch Season 1. Because I did enjoy Fallout. All right, so Season 2 is still going. You added Life After People. I don't know if I know that one. But surely we are going to face a world without people. Uh, Look, I don't have much of my liqueur left. And I have those sugar syrup. I think it's time to make more of my sugar syrup, which then means make more of my liqueur. It's about how nature will cover after all the people go. Yeah, I think I've heard of it. You like Life on Mars? I didn't watch Life on Mars till the end. I did like it, and then there was the spin-off series, Ashes to Ashes. So Life on Mars is where a cop with a head trauma time travels to the 1970s, and yeah, Ashes to Ashes was the 80s. I never finished either of them, actually. I did like them both, but I never finished either of them. And the Americans tried to remake Life on Mars, but it didn't really work. Oh, fucking yeah, man. That's so fucking good. It was a shit ending. Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe I feel better because I never stayed for the ending. Gonna have the cherries because it's just about bedtime. Mm. Absolutely. I did watch Peacemaker when it came out. I like Peacemaker. Very silly. Season 2 comes out in a couple of weeks, a week or two. Just hearing people, cars really revving like a boy races behind her. Funny thing is, I watched Peacemaker before I watched The Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad was James Gunn's retake on Suicide Squad. The first Suicide Squad movie wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad was good, but I watched, because Peacemaker's in the Suicide Squad. I watched Peacemaker before Suicide Squad. Peacemaker opens with a spoiler for the Suicide Squad. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Suicide Squad. But now I know that major spoiler. So having all the shows, deep diving into really cool stuff like the ones I suggested. Good. I'm glad you like some of the ones I suggested. Could I don't know, probably come up with more as well, but there's a lot out there. But I will definitely be watching the new season of Peacemaker when it comes out. No, Safa, the TV show is a sequel to The Suicide Squad, not a prequel. Hopefully, have I ever seen Halliston? No, I'm not familiar with it. Holliston. What is Holliston? I'm not familiar with that one. I mean, yeah, we are looking for party night tomorrow night. So I've been doing my clarified porn star martini. I'm going to make a video of that tomorrow. Saturday night, hopefully, I'm trying to make skull ice for Halloween because I've got videos lined up to up and beyond Halloween, but I need to make a Halloween video, and so I think I'll make one with skull ice. Okay, so hopefully you're saying Holliston is a cool premise, but you haven't seen it. Oh yeah, I haven't finished Righteous Gemstones actually. I think I watched the first 2 seasons of Righteous Gemstones. Good show. But it's just like, I don't know. Just there's too many shows. I haven't watched them all. It's a whole thing, is what I will say, basically. But I think I might go. I've been sitting in this chair long enough. My bum's sore. Safi, you've seen those? You like the Aussie actor, the Aussie in Suicide Squad? Yeah. Oh, hopefully you don't like season 4 of Gemstones. Okay. Breathalyzer. Actually, that's a fun idea. I don't. This breathalyzer is very unreliable. I never know when it's working. Could do this before Sleepy Burbos. Shouldn't be very high. I don't feel very drunk. I definitely wouldn't drive a car because I'm not an arsehole. I'm not Tim Smith. But it's counting down 30, 20. What do you, okay, here we go. What's it saying? 0.13. No way. I am not 3 times over the limit. No way. Thanks, Rays. You got in just in time to tell us you had a good wank. I like it. Finger up the bum again. Oh God, I was just watching fucking the episodes of Deadwood where Al Swearingen has a blockage. The doc thought it might be a bowel blockage, so he's getting one of his workers in his whorehouse to stick her thumb up his ass to see if she can loosen things up. But then fucking the doctor decides, oh, because Al's near death, and I think maybe you've got like stones in your bladder. And so he jams a metal rod, and not a thin metal rod, a disturbingly sized metal rod, up his urethra and keeps pushing till he reaches the bladder and taps it about. And he thinks, like, if he feels a tapping thing, it's like, yeah, that's stones. So, okay, if it doesn't clear itself and I think you're going to die, I might do a last ditch emergency surgery, which will probably fucking kill you. But damn, oh, it was the fucking worst. Like, some people are into a sexual practice called sounding, where they put a thin, sometimes glass rod in their area. This is not a thin rod. It was a freakishly big bit of metal that the doctor jams up Al's dick into his bladder. It's fucking horrific. But hopefully Al gets better now. But that was so full on. It was so full on. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. So you fine folk look after yourselves. Yes, on that note, just talked about a big metal spike being driven up someone's dick. On that note, I'll leave you and we'll see what happens for party night. So you all take care and I'll see you then. Bye.
You are totally fucked up!